All right, real relationship goals. Make sure I don't hear no feedback. I think we're good. Big shout out to everybody that's about to rejoin the stream live via the Facebook, the YouTube. All right, there we go. All right, now let me go back on and let me share. This is boom. All right, so now let me go share that thing. Right, boom. Let me minimize that. Boom.
Hey man, y'all was trying to keep me out of this thing.
Come on, man. I don't know why your deal didn't pick up.
Man, my iPad wouldn't pick it up, and then I don't have Facebook on my computer.
Okay.
So I was trying to download it and remember my password. That was too much, Doug.
He said it was too much. Hey, did you share? Can you share it on your side? Have you shared it?
Who, me?
Yeah, if you go to
man, you know you can't ask him to do nothing extra technical, brother Royce. Wait a minute.
Hey, help me, man.
So if you go to your Facebook, your notifications are, you'll see that he just started the show. Click on his show that he just started, and then share, just kind of like we do on Sunday mornings.
Okay.
There you go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Patel Butler, Patina Peavy. Hey, Patina, congratulations. I know you just got engaged. Patina, go get that counseling. Go get that marriage counseling. All right, go get that counseling. I saw you, Patina. Congratulations. What's up, Patel Butler? Good morning, Patel. We on our way back. You're going to be able to stand at that post again at Crossover Bible Fellowship.
Hey, man. Pastor Blake, I ain't gonna lie. They just asked a mean question while you was trying to figure that out. They just asked the real. I said, let's get Pastor Blake in here. Don't worry. I got it. We got it. Just hold up. I got it. I said, Pastor Blake is right outside the door. Pastor, run that question back. Who had that question? He here now. Run that question back. Now, what did she say, Pastor? What did she say, Brother Roy?
So the question was, what happens if a person does not want to talk about, the real issues? It was something along that line. When you're in a relationship and the person doesn't want to talk about real issues. I feel like I'm gurgling a little bit. Am I coming in?
You feel that feedback? Is it any other device that's on, or a phone or something? I just turned my phone down.
Mine's down. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to headset. Y'all answer that question. I'm gonna let Pastor answer that question and come back.
Okay, I'm not having any feedback like that. Am I chaotic? That was just Roy?
No. Okay. So they said the question is, why are men so afraid of marriage? I think that is very that is a very sexist question.
You said it's a sexist question?
That's a question.
Let me just try to chime in a little bit on that. I think that one of the things that we don't realize, and I hate to be a guy who blames things, but I don't think that we realize the impact of modeling. And so, in essence, the way things were designed to be is that that male child would watch his father with his mother. And that's why the whole book of Proverbs is written. And so he's the father sharing wisdom to his son. And the father would have been the model of wisdom and insight, an example for his son. And so when you have a society that's breaking down in terms of the divorce rate or kids being born out of wedlock inside our community, a lot of males who are wondering, am I going to be successful, have no model of what success looks like. How do you know that LeBron James was influenced by Michael Jordan? Because he wears number 23. And so you see how people have been influenced by someone and then they do something similar too. Right. And so I think that many of our men being raised in homes with females have not seen a successful male. They've seen a lot of women be hurt by men their mothers, their sisters, and things like that. And so as a result, they don't have the model of how to get it done. And then I think that there's a lack of us connecting those people who are married successfully to families that where that child may be being raised without, so they can see the example. So if the example is not in your home, maybe it's in your uncle, maybe it's in some, coach that you might have in football, basketball, or something like that, who is married, to where you can get your child to see that, and then he can kind of follow that example and say, okay, it can be done, although I might not have experienced it in my own house. So I think a lot of guys are just fearful of also the commitment to marriage and how long it's going to be, the ups and downs of marriage. Marriage ain't always all good. Marriage is tough. Marriage is rough. And, there's a lot of things you're going to learn. And the crazy thing is Royce always says, a lot of people, when you're dating a person, they send their representative. They send who you want them to see. But once you get up in that marriage, you start seeing, oh, dang, I didn't know that your mama had messed you up that bad. Oh, dang, I didn't know that your dad not being there has you that jacked up. Oh, dang, I didn't know that you're still suffering from them issues from a long time ago. And then all that comes out. And then you're like, okay, I see what I'm really in for. And so when you're dating, you don't see what you're really in for. You see who that young lady is that you're trying to get to walk down the aisle. And so many dudes get seduced by that, and they get into that marriage and they say, oh, okay, I wasn't ready for all this.
I think too, you got to look at what are you offering. Sometimes people don't want to get married because they see what you putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Everything, just because you put it out there don't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to marry this? No, you really mean in real life. You really already are telling me, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And a lot of times you got to remember that when you're about to commit to a marriage and a relationship, and you've been with somebody that continuously tell you what they not gonna do, how they not gonna change, what I'm not gonna be a part of, how I'm not gonna, then you be like, God dog, well, why am I in a rush to be in a situation where you're already telling me this ain't what I'm not, I don't know what you used to them other women doing. I ain't doing none of that. It's and that. And if you think about the institution of marriage is, I'm supposed to come to you for my needs, my wants, my desires. And even before I get to that official point, unofficially, you already are shooting me down and telling me what you're not doing and how you don't like this and what you're not going. And it's like, ooh, boys don't be trying to step into that hot water. You already telling them, nah, that ain't what I do. I don't know what them other women do. That ain't what I do. Man.
I was talking to a brother the other day, and he and his wife have been married 30 some years. And she told me, she said, my mama, and I'm talking about a good woman. I'm talking about a great, great woman. Talking about her mother.
Mm-hmm.
She said, my mama told me, when it comes to a man, you don't really need one, and I'm gonna raise you as if you're gonna get a bad one. Now think about what that mom said. You're talking about a good mother who had a great husband. I went to his funeral, and when I went to his funeral, it was the best funeral I had ever gone to in my entire life in terms of the testimonies, what people said about the man. And had the pastor been smart, here's what he would have said. When it was time to do the eulogy, that this man has already preached his own eulogy. I don't need to say anything. Let's go ahead and go home. If the pastor had been smart, it was that powerful. But let me just share this. Her mother, although she had a great husband, told her, I'm going to raise you that you don't need a man, and I'm going to raise you as if you're going to get a bad one. And so she said, I had to get out of the mindset of how I had been raised. So a lot of times that funky attitude that you just talked about, that can sometimes be brought to that dating relationship where you get, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. It's because they don't realize they've been trained for 18 to 20 some years by that mama. So by the time you come around, Doc, trying to come up in here and be honest and real, and like, yo, where did that come from? I'm not even that dude. But she wasn't preparing her daughter for that dude. She was preparing you for the day that you were going to be sorry. And so that woman is always looking for you to be sorry. She's always looking for you to mess up. Oh, that's what my mama told me. So she's looking for that. She ain't looking for you to be decent a lot of time. And so when you catch that attitude, and I believe it goes both ways. But for just this second, I'm gonna talk about that attitude. When you catch that attitude of a female, a lot of times people. Let me say this: what our females are learning on TV in the so-called reality TV with all them funky attitudes. Ain't nobody putting up with them funky attitudes. That's TV. They get paid to do that. You know what I'm saying? They get paid to do that. Ain't nobody taking out, all those attitudes like that, and and want to be with you. You not that fine. You know what I'm saying? You not that fine for me to Doc, you not that fine for me to have that bad attitude and deal with that bad attitude, and I ain't gonna do this and I ain't gonna do that every single day. No, because when you start looking at that relationship with all the hell that you deal with in the world, man, you want heaven when you come home. You know what I'm saying? With all the hell you deal with in the world, you want heaven. I'm not saying that you're not gonna have any battles in the house. I'm not saying that you're gonna have to work out some real details in that crib. I'm not saying that. But you don't want to have hell out here and come back and have hell in the house.
We had a good question from well, not a good question, but a good statement from B Stu.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I ain't gonna lie. To my fault. It's looking to take care of my family as far as household, and what if I fail?
Mm-hmm.
And we had other brothers and sisters, just commenting up under the bottom, like, man, that part, that's where I fall short too. The brother just said, yo, I'm scared of failing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a real thing for people,
And I go back to Kiadi, I go back to that model. Man, when you don't have a model of success, then you don't know if you're going to be successful. And here's the deal. I don't care what anybody says. A male wants to be successful.
Yes, sir.
And he never wants to be viewed as a failure in the eyes of his wife and or woman and or candidate for wife. He never wants to be viewed as unsuccessful. Yeah. And oftentimes, like one of the reasons why our men's ministry at the church is so important, wise guys, is because we train men privately away from women. And so why is that important? Because when you go to church and the pastor's up in the pulpit saying, see what you need to be doing, man, to lead your home, man, da 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 da. It's Father's Day and you need to be praying over your children. You need to be praying over the meal. You need to be going before the throne and covering your family. Well, if that man didn't see that in his house, you just hit him with 3 fastballs and struck him out in front of his wife on Father's Day. No, you teach that brother how to do that privately so he can come out publicly with his wife and be the hero. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we're assuming that dudes have been trained on stuff they ain't been trained on. Mm-hmm. And so it's our responsibility to pick that up now. So if there's some stuff, I got a good friend who he said we met back in 2000, 2001, the godfather to our kids. He said, man, I've grown up in church. My grandfather was a pastor. I got uncles that are pastors. He said, and I was a provider for my wife. He said, man, she had the Beamer. We got our bills straight. We got all our stuff, paid off and stuff like that. He said, we ain't walking around here with credit card debt. He said, I was the man in my mind. And when I met y'all, I had to upgrade. He said, because I saw y'all providing the spiritual side to your wife. I saw y'all providing the word of God to your wife, the covering and putting your wife in ministry and stuff like that. And that brother who did not have a father and never met his dad his whole life, he didn't back down. He had some friends and he stepped up. And now serving as a deacon in the church, alongside his wife, because he saw something and he didn't run from it. He ran to it. And man, we walk with that brother, man.
Amen. Man,
that's real. Failure is something that people are worried about, man. I think the fear of failure is the first main hurdle that you have to get over. Because if you think about it, that's something that's instilled in us as kids. Riding a bike for the first time, you be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And you get out there to race or do whatever, shoot basketball, football. But man, you just got to get to the other side of it. And it's crazy to think because every bike rider, every car driver had to get over that fear of crashing for them to get to the point where they're successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You fear getting in a wreck every time you get in a car, you'll never drive. You'll never go nowhere. If you want to get to that corner store, and that bike is the only way to get there. Yeah, they never would have started had they not. You know what? I'm scared, but I want to go get these Skittles. I'm going to get these Skittles. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, Kiata, here's one of the things, man, that I've noticed, and I love Brandon Stewart's question. I like that Shedrick came back and was man enough to say, "Hey, man, that's me too." And I think when dudes can do that, that's a beautiful thing. When they can be transparent with one another, even on a platform like this, and come out and talk about those areas that they lack in, that's a good thing. But here's what it shows me. Many times, as Pastor Blake said, they don't have that model. So they're what I would say is deficient. There's a deficiency.
Okay.
They don't have it to draw from. All right. Sometimes they're defective. The model that they did see was a bad model.
Mm-hmm.
So you got deficiency. I never saw anything. You got defective. The model that I did see wasn't a good one. So I feel when it's my turn, I'm defeated in this area.
Mm-hmm.
I can't win. I can't win.
Right.
But what I could be is delivered. I could be delivered.
Deficiency.
Defective. Defeated.
Or
but
delivered.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Yeah. And so for a dude like a Brandon, a dude like a Shedrick, making sure that you're around some giants in the husband realm.
Yeah.
Some dudes who they're not perfect, but they understand that they're striving for perfection and they trying to get it. Like Pastor Blake said, you get around a good solid men's ministry. Well, some brothers who are trying to grow and some guys you can look up to and start to pattern your life. See, they say the first step to rehabilitation is admitting you have a problem. So what Brandon and Shedrick have done, and thank you, brothers, again, they've admitted I got a problem. But the second step is to start doing something about it to improve your situation. So Brandon and Shedrick, they need to be now looking for, praying about, hey, God, send me to some spiritual, giants in this area that I can start learning from so that the narrative that I am now sharing on a public platform is changed in 6 months to a year. I got a different narrative because I've been around some brothers who are where I want to be, who have what I want, and who are doing what I hope to do one day myself. So I don't have to be afraid of failure because I've done what it takes to succeed.
Come on now. Come on, Brother Royce. Come on, Brother Royce.
So I can move from defective, I can move from deficiency, I can move from being defeated to being delivered.
That's all right right there now. I don't know if we're supposed to take an offering next. Or...
Let me get the bag. Get
the bag, Blake. Get the bag, Pastor. Get the bag, Pastor.
The doors of the church are now open. Listen,
it's now open.
We're gonna pass the tray.
I don't know who. Wait, I forgot to put on my preaching hat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know who needed it today.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. Don't stop. Get it. Get your blessings ready for Brother Royce F. Robinson. Prison down, take me together, and running over. Oh, I gotta whip the towel going over from defeated to delivered. My head has been delivered from that hat. Now we out there. We taking that off.
Hey, Kiata, Pastor Blake, what do you think about this? What do you think about, Kiata? For Valentine's Day, you and Shamika, y'all hosted like a couples night, Valentine's night.
Yeah, we did like a cool little game night. It was pretty fun. We had to. Brad B. Stu said, "Do you have a men's ministry crossover?" Yes, we do, brother. Wise
Yeah.
guy.
We have a Wise Guys men's ministry. It's really designed, led by Terrence Slaughter. We've hosted a men's conference for about 6 years called Manifest Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we didn't host it last year. It's a training ground for men. Let me tell you some resources so that he can get them on his own before we come back. But there's Kingdom Man by Dr. Tony Evans. Make sure that you get that. You can order that. Amazon, Kingdom Man. Then there's Manhood Restored by Dr. Eric Mason. Make sure you get that. Manhood Restored by Dr. Eric Mason. And then the follow-up series to that is the 33 series by Authentic Manhood. And we take our men through that material. And like I say, we do it on Saturday mornings. We do it privately. There's 6-week studies. Kingdom Man is 6 weeks. Manhood Restored is 6 weeks. And it deals with building men in areas of their life from the foundation all the way up to then actually picking up stuff in your life. Yeah, absolutely, Royce. Absolutely. So those resources right there, Manhood Restored, Kingdom Man, and the 33 series. I would start with Tony Evans' Kingdom Man first, and then I would go to Eric Mason's Manhood Restored second. And so our men's ministry is really designed to take the lead in every area, just like our church is getting ready to go back to church this Sunday after 56 weeks of being down. The men are going to be the main servants, although there are going to be some other servants. The men, they're going to be the main servants in the church because we highlight the role of manhood in our church. And so, great ministry led by great brothers. And man, I hope that you can take advantage of those resources. Anybody that's out there.
Brother Royce, we gotta finish the game night idea. I think the game night was a good thing. We had Connect Four, we had Uno, what else? They had dominoes, cards. We had
Absolutely.
a chance to, just kind of.
Absolutely, man. That'll be great. But what I was thinking about was for people like our brother Shedrick, our brother Brandon, and many of these other single women who are on here. Monica Danielle Jones. I see your question.
Yeah, we got you.
Our sister Yolanda Richard from Crossover. Man, we might need to have a good old couch conversations with our singles.
Come on, man.
And invite all of our singles out and do a live show from a crossover with our singles, man, and really, deal with some of these questions live and in living color. That'd be great. We could have that platform, absolutely. Because I think it's some single men on here. Somebody just encouraged my brother Brandon. One of the young ladies was like, "Hey, Brandon, keep your head up." I was like, "Amen." So you got some good single women. You got some good single brothers, and man, maybe we can bring them together, have a good platform, and have some dialogue. And if something becomes of it in terms of a relationship, then
Hey, Royce, let me ask a question. I just need to ask a question, man.
Oh, come on.
Y'all pray for me. I just need to ask a question.
Come on, what you got?
So if somebody said to Brandon, keep your head up, I'm just asking the question. I'm not trying to start no mess. Is the lady who said keep your head up, is she single?
Man, Pastor, he just had a baby, Pastor. He can't. He brought his newborn. Listen.
My bad.
Listen,
I'm
Pastor. Wait, Pastor.
I'm not on the show regular. My bad.
Pastor,
I'm not on the show regular.
That's who I FaceTimed you to try to get you to meet. B. Stu, one of your frat brothers.
That's Frat.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
introduce. My bad, Frat. My bad, man. My bad.
Oh, and Shedrick just spoke up. Shedrick says Alicia is his girlfriend. So, hey, y'all, Pastor didn't know.
Hey, look here, man. I'm sorry. It's time for me to exit the show.
We got another real question.
All right, my fault.
Women talking about
everybody.
Y'all, come on. Answer Monica question. All right.
That is. I've been single for a while.
Yep.
For us single independent women, how do we let the man be the man in the relationship without letting our independence overpower? Pastor Blake.
How do we let the man be the man? Well, one of the things that you have to see is that God has obviously gifted you as a woman, and you've lived a life for a period of time being independent. But you have to recognize that when God sends a man, you never want to take over the responsibilities of the man. And so one of the big things is that when throughout the years you'll see women who have normally an administrative gift, and so y'all will say, "Well, let me pay the bills, or let me do this, and let me do that," and y'all will literally take all the responsibilities out of the man's hand, and then that man won't know where the insurance cards are, won't know where information is about the house and the home because you've taken it all over. And watch this: it's no longer the gift of administration; it's the ungift of control. You become a control freak, and so as a result, you've taken everything under your control because you really don't believe that you can trust that man in the first place. And so now that man becomes a baby boy to you, and you say, "See, there he is," but you don't realize you've taken all the responsibilities from him. How do you let the man be the man? By letting him be the man and you being the woman. That is just plain and simple. Baby, that's your responsibility. Baby, that how should we do that? I'm looking to you. Ask him questions and let him provide answers and say, "Oh, I support that." And even if you support it and it's wrong, it's not going to tear down the whole house. Baby, look here, we'll recover from that. Now, what do you think that we should do next? It's that type of support. It's interesting to me that as I've read the book of Ephesians in chapter 5, 22 through 33 about marriage. It's interesting. It says that every man should love his wife, but the woman should respect her husband. And the question becomes, what does respect actually look like?
Mhm.
What does respect look like in terms of verbal support, mental support, emotional support? And so a lot of times, that man, you can call yourself independent, but once you get together, both of you are dependent. And here's the other thing is that the woman was designed by God to be a helper. The Hebrew word is an ezer, to come alongside and help the husband. And so understand, you're not a doormat. You are a help supporter. And the language used as a woman being a helpmate to the man is the same word where it says God helped Israel. So understand how vital you are as a woman, because when God says that you were designed to be a helpmate, it's literally like the same way God helped and supported Israel to make Israel as a nation look good. You as a wife are designed to help your man look good. So if the things that he does not have, that he doesn't bring to the table, understand that and quietly support him without highlighting how you did it. Come by and quietly see if I would have done that for you, if I would have done that for you, it would nobody would know. Don't come with all that. Just quietly support that man, build that man up, and honor him, and watch him honor you.
Amen. Amen. Good stuff. And here's one of the things, man, I think just to piggyback on what Pastor Blake says, that we underestimate. We underestimate what that mentor, that older woman. So if you're a younger woman and you're trying to figure this thing out in terms of how to support your man as a leader, you might need to get with an older woman who's already got that kind of thing, mapped out, and she knows what to do. So if that's an area for struggle for you, hey sister so and so, Miss so and so, can you help me in this area? How do I do that? And I think that's a great benefit. So just like earlier, we talked about the man getting somebody that can mentor him and show him how to do. You do the same thing. You go and get you someone. Titus 2 talks about, older men talk to the younger men, older women talk to the younger women. And so some of the younger women out there need to get with somebody who can help them figure that thing out as well. Because unfortunately, here's the reality. Many of our young women have been placed in positions of leadership by force,
By default.
by default. Yeah. They were single parent moms too early. They got left. The dude went on about his business. And so when he went on about his business, in order for her to survive, she had to become a leader. And then this dude comes along and he's telling her, "I got it." And she's like, I don't know how to give you the baton. I don't know how to hand it over to you because I've been leading this long. And watch this. I've been successful at being a leader. I've been successfully leading. And so I got to give that up now. And so I think that's sometimes a struggle. I'll leave it at that.
Let me jump in on that, Royce, about that. You know, one of the things that has happened in our society is the breakdown of generational connection. So when we don't have younger women connected to older women, or older men, younger men connected to older men, you know, there's a pastor in Chicago, and he asked me, he said, Pastor Blake, talk to me about your ministries. I'm a newer pastor. I got great experience, but, you know, I'm just taking over this church. So I started talking to him, Royce, about what you were talking about, connecting those older saints in his church, because he adopted an older church, but he brought a lot of new young people into the church. I said, connect those two generations. Don't let them stand apart. Let them stand together. I said, so when you have young married couples, you as pastor and your wife, I said, you just 2 to 3 years older than them. You don't answer those questions. Connect them to those 60 and 70-year-old and 80-year-old mothers of the church and those families. They've been married 30 years, 40 years. They've been through adultery. They've been through lost a kid. They've been through, you know, almost losing they've lost jobs. They've been through all those things to give you that wisdom. Now, check this out. He called me back, Royce, about 3 months later. He said, I connected a 29-year-old sister and her husband, who is flourishing and growing, to this lady in the church who was 89 years old. He said, this 89-year-old lady said she was talking to a 29-year-old, 60-year difference. He said, Blake, he said, here's the wisdom that the 89-year-old sister dropped on the 29-year-old sister. Now, check this out, Kiati. She said, you know, I've been talking to my husband about some major decisions and us buying a house and getting our own place and all that. And sometimes we're talking about career changes and shifting and how we're going to do our money. And there just seems to be some resistance in the conversation. And she said, the 89-year-old lady said, baby, let me ask you a question. When you're talking to him, is he standing up? And she said, yes, ma'am. You know, yeah. She said, no, you don't bring up big issues when he's standing up. She said, baby, you bring up big issues when he's laying down. She said, see, after you've already relaxed him, those are when you bring up those questions while he's at peace. That's the 89-year-old sister dropped that thing on her. Y'all, I'm just trying to lay it down. And she said after that, God, she was blessed because the 89-year-old sister helped her communication. She said, you're bringing up questions when he's coming home from work. He's got everything on work on his mind. He's thinking about, this is no lie, 89-year-old sister dropped it. He's got wondering whether or not that man is going to get him at the job, undermine him, if his work was okay, if it's, you know, and he got all that on his mind, and he comes home and you're asking these questions. She said, you ask him those questions while he's laying down and not standing up.
Ladies, that right there bless somebody.
89. I'm just passing on what she said.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Oh,
89 and holding it down. Yeah.
Just trying to share. You might get some benefit from that well of wisdom, Doc.
My.
You're saying, yeah, go buy that. Go get that.
Whatever you need. Hey Blake, Pastor Blake, he in this position right here. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't mind that at all. Go ahead. Yeah.
That halfway sleep answer work. You
hey, look here. I wish you would have asked me that last week.
hey, my man say wallet is on the nightstand. Go ahead. Wallet is on the nightstand.
You know where I keep it at. Just go.
Yeah, you know where I keep. Don't leave nothing in it. Please take it all.
Everything. Kid Jodeci, take my money, take my house and my car. That's all came after somebody laid down. Now you hear me?
Yeah.
That was man, that's one of Joseph's favorite. Oh, I may have shouldn't have said that.
That man say, but he told you he was laying down because the next time he said, making love. Yeah, brother, that was a laying down song.
You got me fiending. Yes, sir.
You can have it all. Whatever.
Oh, don't leave nothing. Don't leave.
There you go. Take that. Swing that way. Don't even worry about it.
Oh God.
Empty. We'll get some more. Meet me here next week. Same time. Same channel.
Take it all.
Same channel.
Take it all. My.
Come on, bless.
What's the next question? What's the next question?
That's you know what, Pastor Blake, you've blessed us. Listen here. Let me tell you, we always add, right? So we're gonna call that one Rule 89.
Rule 89.
Rule 89.
Rule
Rule
89.
89. Rule 89. Ask me when I'm laying down.
Mm-hmm.
My. Not when I walk in the door.
He said, is he standing up when you're asking him those questions?
Is he standing? You know, when you set that up like that, I saw the ball going in the hoop. I knew where that was going.
I know I ain't there yet because I was really where I was. Is he standing up?
Oh yeah. I saw that coming down the street. I was like, yeah, I know what that is.
My brothers. Hey man, that's been a good little old talk. Now that's how you get it started. Now listen, if y'all like this honest conversation and exchange that we got going on, you actually can see these brothers in person. I know it's been 56 weeks, right? You actually can see these brothers in person.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up this Sunday, because Friday is done. They said Friday the reservation
sold out.
Sold out.
Big sold out. Big sold out.
Sold out.
But they can check it out online, though.
Yeah. You still can join us online for the people that are watching from wherever you're at in the world. And we're here. I'm telling y'all, man, it's nothing like being able to pull up and get it in person. You do have to register. You can't just pop in. Like, let's go ahead. crossoverbf.com. Let's go ahead. Let's get to church. And let's go. Like, y'all pull up, man. Like, we work out. We every day. We take care of our physical body. We gotta be sure we take care of that spiritual body too now.
Yep.
Hey, I got a question. And it might have already been asked, but Royce, how do you feel like, man, over the span of marriage, from those early days of dating, wanting to see that person, can't wait to talk to them, texting them, all that kind of stuff, to getting married, you're so excited. How does it eventually become inside of marriage that we begin to take one another for granted?
I think it's a matter of, it's what I call some things become optional for us, where we just assume that the other person is going to be okay with our lack of service to them. If your spouse is making a request over time, and you don't grant that request, whatever it is, you begin to treat that thing like it's optional. And so you get lazy in terms of serving them, and you forget them as the priority, and you start looking at yourself, because it's easy to just start assuming that, hey, you'll be here tomorrow. Hey, you'll be here next week. And so I don't necessarily have to grant these requests, and I don't have to do things like that. And so we begin to take for granted and just assume that the spouse is going to be okay with that. And so as a result, man, we wind up in these ruts of not serving one another, not meeting each other's needs. And then we become worried that the needs are being met by somebody else. And now we all the way back to the first conversation before you got on, Pastor Blake, checking phones, checking emails and text messages, trying to grab each other's phone and all that kind of nonsense. But it happened because we got comfortable, and we stopped prioritizing the other person. One of the scriptures that we use in context from a marital standpoint is Philippians chapter 2, 3, and 5. It talks about looking at the other person as more highly than yourself, not looking at your own interests, but the other interests, things like that. When I wake up in the morning, my goal should be to serve Josette, not serve me. When Josette wakes up in the morning, her goal should be to serve me, not serve herself. If I wake up in the morning looking to serve Josette, She wakes up in the morning looking to serve her. Who's serving me? If she wakes up in the morning looking to serve me, I wake up in the morning looking to serve me. Who's serving her? If she wakes up in the morning looking to serve her, I wake up in the morning looking to serve me. We're not developing any unity of serving one another.
Right.
And so we always have to have a mentality of serving our significant other, our spouse, and looking at their needs as greater than ours and not just our needs.
You know, let me mention this real quick, Kiati. Is that sometimes in that early stage of dating and interest and early marriage, man, you know that you got a diamond. But over a period of time, Royce, when you don't clean that diamond, when you don't wash that diamond, when you don't care for that diamond, you start thinking you have a stone. And then all of a sudden, the shine and all that makes it beautiful is removed from you. She's a nag now. He's a nag now. You know, he bothered me about this. She bothered me about that. And all of a sudden, you think you have a stone. And so you're willing to drop that stone. But somebody else walks by and see that stone as a diamond. And now you're in trouble. Because they know, oh, that's a diamond, all right. You forgot. And the big thing is, I think that we need to look at inside of our relationship is, man, have you forgotten that you're carrying a diamond? You know, and have you forgotten the value of the person that literally took you off the market? Because when you said I do to a person, you said you're the one that's taking me off the market. But if we ever forget and take for granted that you're carrying a diamond, you'll think that you got a stone and you'll drop it off. But watch this. Somebody else recognizes the value of that diamond. You know, you might have slipped, you know, but there's some others that recognize that's a diamond right there, you know, don't drop it out your pocket.
Amen. No, the diamond never washes itself.
No.
The diamond is always washed by the caretaker.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The diamond is always washed by the caretaker.
Kiara, you ought to play something on that. The diamond never washes itself.
Never washes itself. It's washed by the caretaker. It's washed by the caretaker, Doc.
Say something. Say something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's that. Hold up. I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Hold up.
It's always watched by the caretaker, Doc. When I went to Gordon's and bought Joseph's diamonds, they gave me this little cup, and they say every now and then drop the diamond in here, shake it up, let it sit. Yeah. But as the caretaker, I had to do that.
Pull it out and look at it.
Yeah. So watch this, Pastor Blake. If the diamond doesn't sparkle anymore, it's not the diamond's fault.
No.
It's not the diamond's fault. It's not the diamond's fault that it doesn't sparkle anymore. It's the caretaker's fault.
Now, Lewis, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does not the good book say, wash her in the
water of the word,
that she might be spotless and blameless?
Yes, sir.
Having no spot and no blemish.
Oh, yeah. So that you can present her faultless.
Yeah, Doc. Come on.
Yes, sir. Doc, you gotta wash. You gotta wash your diamonds, fellas. Wash your diamonds.
Hey, you know, one of the things I think though on the real, it can be a distraction, is that as the responsibilities of life, here's another way we can take each other for granted. As the responsibilities of life that come up that are real, we have children. We got to get this kid to school. We got to get this kid to this activity. We got to get this kid there. We got to get food cooked. You know, when we start looking at all the responsibilities, you know, by the end of the day, you and I could have given all of our energy to the kids, to the responsibilities. And by the time we get to each other late at night, or once the kids are asleep, everybody's tired. So we're always giving each other their leftovers. So here's one piece of advice that I heard from a couple. This couple said that when we got home, when we started having kids, we set a boundary. And that boundary was for 30 minutes, mom and dad went in their room, locked the door, do not ask us any questions. Don't, whatever you have, write it down, it can wait. And mom and dad spent 30 minutes of time together investing in conversation, catching up on whatever they needed to do, or doing whatever they wanted to do for 30 minutes with no interruption from kids. Then they said, after that, after we had recharged from being out, we came back together, recharged ourselves, and then we went out and dealt with the rest of the night. But we made it a priority that when we came home, we didn't just start in on the kids right away. Oftentimes, you got kids. You say, "Hey, when you get home, get your little snack, get this, and you have a plan for your kids, but you don't have a plan for your spouse." And so, what you may want to consider is saying, "Hey, give mom and dad 30 minutes, hopefully 45, and get you good 30, 45 minutes. Let the kids do whatever they need to do." Now, I'm not talking about if you got 8-month-old, and 2-year-old. Please don't think that's what I'm saying on here. But I'm saying as your kids get older and they can handle things, give yourself some time to recharge, just to have conversation, just to catch up, because you realize after a while you're not talking about anything except, did you get the kids dentist appointment? Did you get this and all that? And so now, guess what? You're having all conversations about business. When you dated, you didn't have all conversations about business. And so now that's boring to you. So when someone else on the outside brings something up, then all of a sudden, that perks my ear, that perks my interest. And so Royce and I can tell you this. We had this marriage conference that we did, and then Hurricane Harvey interrupted it. We had a marriage conference called Naked and Unashamed. And the first year that we did it, God blessed it. We had over 450 people at it. Well, the second year that we were doing it is one of the things that I was going to say, and Kiara, you may want to write this down, Proverbs 5, 6, and 7. And in Proverbs chapter 5, 6, and 7, it's basically about the adulterous woman. And watch this. I think that every married woman should read Proverbs 5, 6, and 7. I think that every married woman should read Proverbs 5, 6, and 7. And here's the title of your journal entry: Lessons Learned from the Side Piece. Lessons learned from the side piece.
Listen, Pastor.
Go ahead.
Just finna ask you. I had an important question to ask you. And some people don't know how close we are in real life. I was finna ask you a real question. Listen.
Go ahead.
Why do they make songs about cheating so entertaining, Pastor Blake? These songs about cheating. Listen, Pastor Blake, listen. It's an old song. I listen to this. Y'all just listen to this real quick. Listen. You know somebody named Shirley Murdoch? I listen. This is a beautiful song. Listen to this. I was like, this is a great song. Right? It started right. And then this last week, I just listened to what she was saying, right? I'm like, it's morning. Okay.
And we slept the night away.
That is beautiful. Oh my God.
Now we can't turn back the hands of time.
I'm like, gosh, turn back the hands of time. This is my first time really listening to what she was saying. Listen.
Yes, we've stolen this moment.
Stolen.
We forgot to face one simple fact.
We forgot one thing. What did we forget?
We both belong to someone else. As we slept the night away.
Why does that sound so beautiful? That sounded that sounded amazing. It's morning. I was like, yeah, like, ooh, somebody asked us to play some old school last week. So I was like, somebody like, you got Shirley Murdoch? I said, growing up in my house, we listen to Shirley Caesar, but I'm gonna get this Shirley Murdoch for you. So I went and played the Shirley Murdoch. I said, this is a beautiful song. And then I started listening. I said, it sounds like a great idea, but oh my God, these people are cheating.
Yeah, they cheating.
Why? We both belong to somebody else. Not you belong to somebody and I'm chilling, or not the bite. We both belong to someone else.
Yeah, man.
And then they slept comfortably. They were sleeping like they slept comfortably. What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's that. We can make a beautiful song out of some horrible stuff.
But going back, going back, Kiati, to that whole concept of that song, and in Proverbs 5, 6, and 7, man, no lie, no joke. I'm not joking. Read Proverbs 5, 6, and 7. The Bible talks about how the adulteress, her lips drip honey.
Mm.
The sweetest substance. That's the sweetest substance in Israel's time. Honey
Talk, man.
was the
Talk.
sweetest substance. The Bible says the adulterous woman's lips drip honey. Then it talks about how she talks like oil. That's the wealthiest substance in that time. So here's the deal. How is your conversation edifying your marriage? Because the side piece always has some conversation to edify. The side piece always has a compliment. You just do that so well. Da, 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 da. She's not tearing down with her words. She's building up because she has a goal in mind. She's got a prize in mind. Then it talks about how in Proverbs 7 that the side piece has got the bed straight. She got the bed ready. It's aloe and cinnamon. Read the book. Read the book. It talks about how she prepared for a sexual encounter before she left for church. Read the book. It's in the book, Kiati. So she in other words, it was okay. It wasn't that. No, the side piece knew this business is gonna be the business when you get home. You know what I'm saying? This business is gonna be the business. Come on over. And so when you start reading Proverbs 5, 6, and 7, when I say lessons learned from the side piece, how is it that the side piece could come along and get your man and destroy him when you had him to already build him up? And it's because we start taking one another for granted, and someone comes in and flip the script and recognizes that your man is a diamond. Don't think that, and I'm not just talking about men cheat more than women and all that kind of stuff, but recognize that what you take for granted, another woman says, man, I wish, give me a second. Y'all, matter of fact, they may be saying, according to the Bible, Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27, it's been appointed for a man to die once, and after that, the judgment. So when you die, I'm going to pick up your duty. So you have to realize that there are some people out there, and let me drop this for us. You know the person who dropped. Well, no, I'm not. I can't give it all away. Never mind. But yeah, I had one that might set everybody free, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I think that we got to be very careful, ladies and men, of taking one another for granted, because there's always out there someone sees what you have. And what you take for granted, somebody says, "Oh, I'll take that. I'll order that in a minute."
That's the Blake.
So go ahead, Keanu, go.
Just this is a quick update. In 2021, it ain't aloe and cinnamon no more when they trying to holler, big fella. Boy,
no.
Let me tell you how raw they is, Pastor Blake. Oh my God. I love you and your wife. I be like, thank you. When y'all coming to see me? They on some whole 2021 is on some next level stuff, Pastor Blake.
Yeah.
Like, man, I just said I'm married, man. I know. And if it don't work, I work. Whoa, ma'am, excuse me. Boom. Hey, what?
Hey, look here. It's real out here, man. It's real out here.
So Pastor Blake, I need you to rewind and press play one time. in your favorite. Yeah. I need you to rewind and press play. You said, even though the wife is talking about when the husband come and approach and, hey babe, let's get together. When she talking about when she doing that and kind of making it seem like it's a chore, there's somebody else who's saying, I got this.
Look here. The sad thing is please now, Royce, I'm glad you asked that. And I want whoever's on here listen very well. The sad thing for you to do, ladies. I'm talking to the ladies right now. Y'all listen to Steve Harvey. Let me just get mine in. And I like Steve. So here's the deal. The sad thing for women to think is that a man just has a high sex drive. Oh, he's just physical. Don't think that. You would lie to yourself. Why? Because God created man like this. God said, love me with all your heart, that's your emotions, all your mind, that's mental, all your soul, that's spiritual, and all your strength, that's physical. 4 ways that God said, love me with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and all your strength. God said, love me 4 ways. Since we're created in God's image, we are also, watch this, wanting to be loved in those 4 areas. Man is and woman is in all those 4 areas, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So when all I get from you is physical, I don't get the whole pizza. If there are 12 pieces to a large pizza, chaotic, and all I get is physical love from you, I'm only getting 1/4 of the pizza. I'm not getting the other 9 pieces. So I ought to have a mental orgasm, I'd have an emotional orgasm, I'd have a spiritual orgasm. So by the time I come to you relationally, by the time we get together physically, I ought to be so mentally amazed by you. And you ought to be so emotionally amazed by me and spiritually amazed by one another that by the time we get together physically, that the sparks go off. You ain't getting all the sparks when you just get it physical. So when the wife says, Royce, oh, okay, you don't realize you just took the man's mental thought about you way down. You've now taken his mental thought way down. You've taken his emotional thought way down. And watch this. A man will be asking himself this question. God, watch this, Royce. Man, I put in all this work, and she gonna say that. And y'all just think that we physical and just come on physical drive. And something may happen, but don't think that you can't turn a man off. Women are always writing stuff about, these are things that turn off a woman. It's a whole lot to turn a man off. I said it again. You ain't that fine. You ain't that fine because you can turn a dude off with all that talk. And so a dude like, hey man, I'm putting in all this work, and then and I'm not putting it in selfishly. I'm putting it in because I love you. I'm putting it in because I care for you. I'm concerned about you, and I want to enjoy you. That's why I chose you. And then you come with that attitude, and somebody else out there, oh, I just can't believe how you did it. That's just so amazing. And man, don't take your folk for granted, And I think you got to be real careful of recognizing and thinking women and deceiving yourselves to think that men are only physical and that we just have high sex drives. Man, most men who are committed to their wife, they mentally think about their wife. Yeah, I think we think about y'all way more than y'all think about us.
These are facts. These are facts.
Y'all, I think we think about y'all, to be honest, but y'all, the society has said, oh, they just dogs, they just physical, they just have high sex drives. No, that's because we're thinking about you. That's because we understand who we have. We value you. But many women have been taught in our society. A brother said this: Black women have been taught to be independent, like our sister talked about earlier, and they've been taught how to survive without a man. So when they get a man, they don't really need him. So the man becomes, watch this, Homer Simpson. He becomes the Bernstein Bear dad. I mean, I know them characters, them from old folk. He becomes Al Bundy. In other words, that man is just a figure needed in the house to provide you children. He's not Mufasa. He's not king, in the house. And so you, in respecting him, give him the ability to be king, but the king provides for his queen. And so when the queen comes, oh, y'all, it's a whole lot of other folk, that wouldn't mind being the queen.
Amen.
I'm gonna get myself in
solid
trouble.
information.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble on here, Doc.
No, we got you.
Good stuff. Amen. Amen. Let the church say amen.
The organ is only for fake preachers. I'm not there yet. I can't give the real preacher the organ. The organ is for me, y'all. They're trying to don't give Pastor Blake my organ. That's the only organ I got.
That's good stuff. Solid. Man,
that was some good stuff, brothers.
Thanks for having us, Kiati. Thanks for having us, man.
I feel like after a talk like that, we supposed to be like, you mean that? Just no, I don't know. That was a good talk. That was one of the ones. But then
Yeah.
watch what we do.
Hey, Kiati, we live close to each other, but Roy's way over there, and
He in East.
he over there in Louisiana almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right on, right on.
Kiati, Roy's don't want to live by the common man.
Listen, that antenna, that relationship antenna, it hit close over there where he at. It's a little close over there to God, so he got to be where that reception is clear. You know what I'm saying? His antenna done moved him over there. He don't need no aluminum foil on the top of it to get the good signal where he at. He all right.
I'm close by. I'm close by. Kiata, here's my last comments for the day, and I'm done. We was talking about those diamonds earlier, so here are my closing comments to the brethren. They got this new fad out now. I don't know if it's a fad or what, but it wasn't around when my dad was growing up. They talk about manscaping, and so brothers out here scaping
that's real.
That's a real deal now, and I understand it's got some value to it, and they're selling products now to, keep your manscape all fresh and clean and all of that. And so we talked about those diamonds, brothers. Here's all I want to say. Brothers, while you washing your rocks, don't forget to wash your diamond. I'm gonna leave it there. While you washing your rocks, don't forget to wash your diamonds. I'm done. That's all I got.
Lord.
Take that with you.
Well, ladies got some different parts of their diamond because sometimes they wash the diamond, but they don't wash the necklace off. You got to wash the whole jewelry in the jewelry cleaner now. Drop the whole jewelry in what it was, the cup. Drop all the jewelry in the cup and shake it around now. Don't just put the diamond, put the whole necklace, throw the whole ring in the cup.
Throw the whole thing in there.
My wife said, I'm rubbing off on you. Yes. It took 5 years.
At least I said rocks.
Yeah, Mika, I would say something different.
See that?
I said something.
Absolutely.
Hey, y'all know
that's my closing
like
comment.
You brothers in real life, man. That's a great thing. I really like you brothers in real life. Can y'all tell that we really friends and family? Sometimes you get somebody on the show and they be like this. Nah, that ain't what we do. We gonna get in here and just talk. Pastor, I don't know. Some of them have never heard your slanderous comments. So I just want to ask real quick. The Rockets. You think the Lord gonna turn the ship around with these Rockets? These Rockets looking bad out here right now. Why you scratch your head first, Pastor Blake? What you doing over there now?
Well, I've always thought that the Houston Rockets was high school basketball, but I realized that when my son first started playing basketball, in the very first league he played in, it wasn't AAU when he was about 4 or 5. It was a little organization called I-9. And in I-9, you can pick up the basketball, run with the basketball. And I told my son, I said, son, other kids can do that. Your grandfather's a college basketball coach. You got to play the game. I don't care what they say. That ain't no bucket when you pick it up and run with it and all that. And so I said, that's not real basketball, son. So I've made sure that my son played real basketball. And I said, you don't travel because I'm going to say pass the ball. But I-9, they thought that was cute. They, help them along, and the parents would clap and all that. And so I realized that when the Rockets were no longer playing high school basketball, that's I-9. And I was blinded until I saw these last 20-some games, and then it opened up to my eyes, reminded me that's I-9.
That's not even high school. I didn't think you could drop from high school.
That's not even high school basketball, man. It's a crying shame, man. What's out there on the court? If I lose 30 pounds, I might make the squad. Hey, and I start swimming tomorrow, if not today, at the Y. So look, I might be out there by next season.
Are we going? You went yesterday?
I didn't go yesterday. I had to pick up the kids. I got one of those notifications to serve the family.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Did you,
got the note to
you,
serve
you
the
got the
family.
notification laying down?
I didn't get the notification laying down. It was what I needed to do. It wasn't what she was asking for. It was my responsibilities to stay here.
Y'all, me and Pastor Blake have an ongoing competition to see who can serve the most. He's winning right now. He
Hey, what was I doing the other day when you called? What was I doing the other day when you called?
he FaceTimed me, and I said, Pastor, why you look like that? He said, I'm glad you asked. I'm cleaning out the gutter.
Bro, I was cleaning the gutters out. Doc. I came home and said, baby, I said, you see the gutter cleaned out? Oh, that's, ooh. The gutters were, we got pine trees in the backyard, so them pine needles fall. So I went up there and moved them out, man. And so somebody said, well, Pastor, why don't you just get the thing to cover the gutters? Because she can see that I did something. If I get the thing to cover, I don't get no.
On now.
So each year I go up there and clean that out.
Right on.
I ain't mad at you, Pastor Blake. That's what we gotta start. Y'all better help her keep her energy up around this thing.
Hey, I was joking with Royce yesterday, and I told my wife the other night. I said, "Hey, I said I wanted to talk nasty to you," and she said, "What you mean you want to talk nasty to me?" Check this out, man. The air filter in the crib. She had bought the air filters. They came from HEB. Now my wife's love language is acts of service. That's her primary love language. What you do for me. Acts of service. The second one is quality time. So on Monday, that's my off day. I got all the air filters that had come in from HEB and changed all the air filters over the house. I called her the job. Said, baby, the air filters have been cleaned out. Want to talk nasty to you. Then I folded all the clothes. Now my responsibility is to wash. Since I was home, I called her back. Baby, when you come home, the clothes have already been folded. There are a few items between you and Reagan. I can't recognize if that's your shirt or her shirt. So I just want you to know that's why it's not been folded. I don't know whose shirt it is.
That was talking nasty to her.
Yeah, talking nasty to her, Doc. Instead of talking love language, man. Look here, baby. I folded them clothes. You know what I did, baby? Let me tell you this. I moved the couch and I swept behind the couch.
Not to sweep behind the couch.
Back. And so there's no like, kind of, stuff, down dust or, dirt from people's shoes under the couch. None of that.
So that was dirty talk.
My wife
that was dirty talk.
Look here. When he said sexy, you see my wife? That's my wife. Sexy. See, I told you. You better. That's my wife on me.
Oh, gee. So you talk nasty and dirty.
Doc, I said, baby, that's cleaned up. That's cleaned up. Look here. Oh, check this out, Kiara. The other morning, I already worked this morning. She said she was gonna take the kids to school. I jumped up, brushed my teeth, hit my Listerine and all that, and she was going into the closet to get a little jacket and all that. I said, where are you going? She said, I'm gonna take the kids to school. I said, oh no, I got that. I got that. And then she said, well, I'll ride with you. I said, oh, okay. I'll ride with you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
goodness. And then she said this. She said, I have an 8 o'clock Zoom call, so you can't talk because I got to do a Zoom call after we drop the kids off. Look here, she asked me a question on the way home. She still don't know why I didn't even answer. It was 7:58, and that Zoom call was starting at 8 o'clock.
Oh, golly.
Doc, I'm putting in work, Doc. Work.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I gotta learn how to talk dirty and nasty to Joe said. I gotta learn how to talk dirty and nasty.
All you gotta do is find out your wife's love language. Find out your wife's love language, man.
My wife said I be doing it. Well, if it's acts of service, she gonna come home. I'm gonna be done painted the walls, steamroll the driveway. She be like, baby, you be overdoing it. That's the only way. I want you to overdo it.
I don't know if she's still on here, Kiara, but let me tell you this. This morning she made some turkey bacon, some eggs, some little breakfast tacos, and all this kind of stuff. Just kind of spruced it up. And man, after she had made the turkey bacon, she left the turkey bacon thing out on the island. So she may not know this, but the food had been prepared and served. And I took the turkey bacon and put it in the refrigerator.
Mm, mm, mm.
See, she cooked it and left it out, but I didn't want her to have to put it back too. Come on,
Come on now.
I can do that.
Why do you think I would want you to put that up and you've already went through the effort and energy of preparing
Man, come on, man.
I got it.
Well, it's some women getting hot and bothered right now.
God, look here, that turkey.
No, they're looking at that dirty kitchen. They like, oh.
I open that refrigerator door like this, Royce.
Yeah,
Baby, I'm putting this up for you.
yeah. Watch.
You see this?
Hey, and as you put it up, you flex a little bit.
Yeah.
Y'all see the way that the men that cross over serve? Y'all come on down. Y'all
Hey,
come on over.
You see what Joseph said, Kiati?
What's she say?
See what Joseph said? Pastor making love to her mind.
Come on.
He's making love to her mind.
That's how you gotta do it. You gotta
Look here. This is my last quote for the day. When you touch the mind, you can rub the behind.
come on now.
That's my last comment for the day. That's my last comment.
Boys and girls. This is look. I don't know why I did this, but I just went with it. This is our first episode of Real Talk with Real Brothers. That's what I call it. I titled this Real Talk with Real Brothers. This is episode 1. This is a part of the podcast ministry at Crossover Bible Fellowship. Y'all didn't even know we took and turned. Pastor Blake, welcome to the game, brother. I finally.
Hey, look here. My wife just called my name. I might have to let y'all go. See, she didn't know I put up that bacon. She didn't know I put that bacon up. And then she like, Blake, come on. That's cool, baby. Hey, my boy Eric Mason joined us.
Eric, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show, brother.
Eric Mason, author of Manhood Restored, who we talked about earlier.
We just talked about the book. We just talked
about Dr. Eric Mason's book, and then also the author of Woke Church. I got it in the other room, and the most recent work, Urban Apologetics. Eric Mason in the house.
Shout out to Eric Mason. Welcome to the show, brother.
Y'all follow that brother too. I don't know his handle, his ID on IG and Facebook.
Pastor E. Mace.
Drop it in the comment. I'll put it up on the screen. Now, anytime all three of our wives are on here saying, "What are we doing, y'all?" We're going in the right direction.
That's what we're doing.
Hey,
we're leading like y'all want us to lead. I'm sorry, Kiata. We're leading like y'all want us to lead, but that's what we're doing. We're leading.
Are you good? Pastor Blake, see, you ain't know when we commissioned the podcast ministry at Crossover, you didn't know you was gonna be on the show. Listen, Real Talk with Real Brothers. That's what, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode.
That's it.
Next week we'll be talking about how to get your man to wash and clean out the car. That more energy and effort. It's levels to this. But nah, man, definitely we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We finally this will be the app that we can get Pastor Blake on without Reagan. We got you.
Man, for real. This is it, man. Hey, we're gonna have a training session at church later on today. I can meet y'all at 1:00. Y'all get all my stuff up. But I couldn't remember my password for Facebook, so I couldn't switch over to the MacBook, man. So I was trying to use the iPad, and iPad was like, no. So
Amen.
We definitely are gonna be sure that we get together. We right now we definitely now listen. Now here goes the catch, because we got him. Watch this, Pastor Blake. Watch this, Brother Royce. Sister Josette, Mika Me, Sister Ronique. Real Talk with Real Sisters is launching too now. Watch out.
Come on.
Watch out.
Oh, I like that.
Real talk.
Oh,
Real talk with real
just
sister.
got goosebumps. Oh,
I see what you did. I see what you did. I see what you did. Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger.
come on, crossover Bible fellowship. Come on now.
Hey, Kiati, man, my wife and I were involved in some business transaction for the kids,
Okay.
and my wife had sent an email, and the gentleman hadn't followed up yet, just with his answer. So what I decided to do was get on there, because all of us were in the email thread and say, "Sir, this is Reagan's father, da 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 da. I just need to check the status of da 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 da." And so, I wanted her to know that since she didn't get an immediate answer, I wanted to come behind that and say Mufasa is in the house and we need an answer. And then I think about a day later, after the weekend had gone over, and the man said, "Oh, Mr. Wilson, I want to let you know that here's the status of your application." I said, "Okay, thank you very much." See, that's the type of stuff that a woman likes. You know what I'm saying? You got to know your gal. You got to know your gal. She wanted to know that I was involved in the process. That's that, as Josette would say, mental massage.
Yeah. Making love to that mind.
Come on.
Mind love. Listen,
Yeah.
this I want y'all to understand. If y'all think that I show funny, wait till they get on here and talk. It's gonna be girl. Let me tell you, you want to hear the other side of the dishes story.
Hey, I think Renique is calling me, y'all, so I might have to let y'all go.
You may have to let us. Well, listen. I want to just recap some of the highlights because some of y'all just tuned in and y'all didn't get the highlights. Remember, make love to her mind, and you can touch her behind. That came through Pastor Blake Wilson.
That was Pastor Blake, right?
In the age of manscaping and making sure that the man, all of your parts are good. While you washing your rocks, don't forget to wash the diamond.
Wait, now listen. Somebody I know all of our wives are on here right now. Somebody may have caught it late. Somebody may have just shared the video. We have a new rule, ladies and gentlemen. Our first week of the episode ever, we have a new rule called Rule 89.
Rule 89. Rule 89. Rule 89. This has been beautiful, man. I've enjoyed this. I feel empowered.
Yeah, to tell them Rule 89. Don't talk to them when they stand up.
Mm-hmm.
You got
to them when they're laying down.
No. Don't talk. Don't ask him nothing thought provoking while he's standing up. Now when the brother laying down, that's when you can put it down. Now listen to what I'm telling you now. What I'm telling, I tried and told you.
I like say that again. Yeah. For the brothers, remember. Women wonder why brothers don't lead well, or brothers be fear of failure. Sometimes it's because you're defective. You've seen a bad example of a man, so you don't know what to do in terms of being a good man. Right. So you're defective. Sometimes you're deficient. You didn't see a man at all. So you're working off deficiency, and because you're defected or deficient, you feel defeated, and you don't feel like you can do it. You don't feel like you can be a good husband, a good father. However, you can be delivered. You can be delivered. So you got defective brothers, you got deficient brothers, you got defeated brothers, but then you can be a delivered brother, and you get delivered by making sure you surround yourself by some kings, surround yourself by some brothers who are doing it right, and all that. Come on.
The doors of the church are now open.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We'll see y'all next week if our wives allow us. If we don't get in trouble, we'll see y'all next week. Okay.
We hopefully be back.
We hope that they renew our contract for one more week.
Hey, I just told them that we love them. Y'all see that in there? We love y'all.
I'm gonna like that comment so I can get in on it. I'm gonna like that comment. That way I can get some credit.
All right, y'all.
This is why we do what we can do. Yeah. We try to help others because you've helped us. You've been such a blessing to us, Mika, Josette, and Renique. And we just want to share your blessings with others so that they can have what we have. Because you've given us so much, we want to share it with the world.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Don't forget, our official after party is going down at the Funnel Bar from 5 to 9. The Funnel Bar is where the after party is going down at. Got to support the Smiths Funnel Bar.
All right, y'all.
And tonight, don't forget tonight at 7 o'clock, Crossover Bible Fellowship Bible study.
No.
We're not on this week.
No, we're not on this week because we got Good Friday service.
Right.
So they can tune in Good Friday. They can tune in and see us Good Friday, right?
Good Friday. Yeah. No MAS tonight. No MAS tonight.
Tonight, we need y'all to work on Rule 89.
89.
Work on Rule 89 if you don't do nothing else.
If you don't do nothing else. That's that Rule 89. I wrote that down.
All right.
Peace.